Hello and welcome to this edition of Money in Motion video blog. This is Dan Perkins. Before the election, and said at the time that depending upon the outcome, well actually regardless of the outcome, I would get back to you. Well, it's been about 2 weeks and a lot of things have happened. The market seems to want to go higher, although on a fairly selective basis. The technology sector just got destroyed in the last week, down 10%, 15% in a matter of days. So it's really tough to figure out where to go at the moment. We had job number on Friday, unemployment rate 4.6. That 4.6 would indicate an increase in employment. However, the big negative was that household income declined. Rasmussen did a poll shortly after the election, about 3 days later, and asked the question, do you feel more optimistic today than you did before the election? Surprisingly, 81% of the people who responded to the poll said yes, they're looking for a better 2017. There's no question that Mr. Trump has a lot of challenges in front of him. He made a lot of promises, and his first 100 days will be very important. He seems to be putting together a substantial cabinet, still yet to be decided as Secretary of State. I don't know who that's going to be. He'll tell us when he's ready. Oil broke up on Wednesday as OPEC realized they had no choice but to cut production. As I said to you in your statement letters, I tracked yours and ours energy prices and see what has happened to the stocks, and they've come very well. Not without some damage, I realize that, but nobody's perfect, and diversification is helping. We're still getting paid reasonably good dividends, and companies are now beginning to reinstate small dividends, paying down debt, making themselves leaner and meaner, so I think that's a real positive sign. So energy needs another lift in order to lift energy prices, which have come pretty far already, and I think if we get to 60, we could see almost a slingshot effect of energy prices going higher, meaning the underlying common equity. Let's talk about interest rates. We got the Fed meeting this month in a couple of weeks trying to decide whether they want to raise rates. I think that the unemployment number on Friday at 4.6 gives them an opportunity to increase rates, probably 25 basis points on the short end. I don't think they'll do more than that. And then the question will be, well, where will they go from there? I think the market's already priced in the 25 basis point increase. So we'll be really interested in the language that Chairman Yellen uses when she announces the rate increase. We might see this rally continue, but it's running out of legs, or steam, as some people call it. It may turn flat. And as I said, we've already seen technology stocks. The NASDAQ took a pretty substantial hit this week, and the market might be taking a breather and capturing some of the gains. So we could see some volatility between here and the end of the year. We really going to see about tax selling probably just before Christmas. We'll get a good indication of how much of it has taken place, if any. That has to be some. And then we'll look forward to how we're going to start off next year. I don't expect to see much happen in the first few weeks of the year because we've got an inauguration on January 20th. But we could see, again, a continuation of the rally after January 20th and the president is in office. So it's going to be a very interesting time to see what happens. If we can see if the president can actually deliver 3 to 4% GDP for the American economy, it's great for us. We've almost deregulated energy, I believe, with the huge find that we found in West Texas, one of the largest oil deposits ever found in the world. America has the ability to become energy independent by the end of 2017, perhaps sooner. That'll take a lot of pressure off of us. We're currently still importing 4 million barrels a day, and we don't need to. I would expect that the turmoil will continue because at $60 a barrel, where American frackers can make a very good living, most Middle Eastern nations cannot make any real money at $60 a barrel. Many of them need much higher than that. Venezuela, the people are leaving the country because they're starving. because the country has no money. They're not selling any oil because they can't process it, and therefore they're trying to import it, and many of the people and the banks that have been giving them money are starting to take back the lines of credit. So it's going to be a very ugly situation in Venezuela. In addition to Venezuela, the Nigerian market is chaotic. It's almost as bad as it is in Venezuela. Terrorists blowing up the pipelines, and it's all a matter of revenue. Saudi Arabia is coming to the market with an equity offering out of Aramco, trying to sell some of their oil reserves. Big risky play because it will be priced off of oil, and if oil slides back and the offering comes, people may be disappointed if they bought it and the price of oil declines, which may have an impact on the ability of the Saudis to come to the oil market through this financing, and it's going to put a crimp on their revenue. Revenue is the major problem for almost all of the OPEC nations and non-oil producers like Russia. They desperately need more income in order to be able to sustain their governments. The longer they go not being able to produce a positive return, the more pressure there will be for regime change within the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia. So we could see in 2017 some very significant tension and explosions in the Middle East that will affect the price of oil. But as we move to energy independence, we will take care of ourselves and not have to worry ever again about importing crude oil from the Middle East and from OPEC. So, difficult time, interesting time, an eventful time in history. I don't know whether your candidate won or not, but we know who the president's going to be, and he's beginning to tell us what his policies are going to be. Whether or not he will be successful, only time will tell. So unless I don't have an opportunity to speak with you before the end of the year, I want to wish you and your family a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah and a great holiday season. But just maybe I'll touch base. This is Dan Perkins. Thanks for watching.